अरे सर्वधर्मन पर व्हाट डिड यू ले स्पीक ऑन? आपका बेटा है ना? हाँ? ओ दूसरी इतना शरारती है। आप अकेली? अच्छा अच्छा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज। अहं त्वं सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज। अहं त्वं सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। Everybody should recite without looking into the book. Who can do that? Who else? This is a new phone? Not yet started? Who else? अरे माता जी लोग आप लोग नहीं आते? बोलो ट्राई करो। मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। मधु सर्वधर्मान, all varieties of religion, parityajya, abandoning, mam, unto me, ekam, only, sharanam, for surrender, vraja, go, aham, I, tvam, you, sarva, all, papebhyah, from sinful reactions, mokshayishyami, will deliver, ma, do not, shuchaha, worry. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. The Lord has described various kinds of knowledge and process of religion. Knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, knowledge of the Super Soul, knowledge of the different types of orders and statuses of social life. ठीक है? कुर्सी में बैठेगा? He has described in so many ways different types of religion. Now in summarizing Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that Arjuna should give up all the process that have been explained to him. He should simply surrender to Krishna. That surrender will save him from all kinds of sinful reactions, for the Lord personally promises to protect him. In the 7th chapter it was said that only one who has become free from all sinful reactions can take to the worship of Lord Krishna. Thus one may think that unless he is free from all sinful reactions, he cannot take to the surrendering process. To such doubts it is here said that even if one is not free from all sinful reactions, simply by the process of surrendering to Krishna, he is automatically freed. There is no need of strenuous effort to free oneself from sinful reactions. One should unhesitatingly accept Krishna as the supreme savior of all living entities. With faith and love, one should surrender unto him. The process of surrender to Krishna is described in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Anukulasya sankalpaha pratikulasya varjanam rakshayiti iti vishvaso goptrutve varanam tatha atmanikshepa karpanye sadvida sharanagati. According to the devotional process, one should simply accept such religious principles that will lead ultimately to the devotional service of the Lord. One may perform a particular occupational duty according to his position in the social order. But if by executing his duty one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain. Anything that does not lead to the perfectional stage of Krishna consciousness should be avoided. One should be confident that in all circumstances, Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service to the Lord, in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes freed from all contamination of material nature. There are different processes of religion and purificatory process by cultivation of knowledge, meditation in the mystic yoga system, etc. But one who surrenders unto Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. That simple surrender unto Krishna will save him from unnecessarily wasting time. One can thus make all progress at once and be freed from all sinful reactions. One should be attracted to by the beautiful vision of Krishna. His name is Krishna because he is all attractive. One who becomes attracted by the beautiful, all-powerful, omnipotent vision of Krishna, he is fortunate. There are different kinds of transcendentalists. Some of them are attached to the impersonal Brahman vision. Some of them are attracted by the super soul feature, etc. But one who is attracted to the personal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and above all, one who is attracted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna himself, is the most perfect transcendentalist. In other words, devotional service to Krishna in full Krishna consciousness is the most confidential part of knowledge, and this is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Karma yogis, empiric philosophers, mystics and devotees are all called transcendentalists, but one who is a pure devotee is the best of all. The particular words used here, Ma Shuchaha, don't fear, don't hesitate, don't worry, are very significant. One may be perplexed as to how one can give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto Krishna, but such worry is useless. Om अज्ञानतिमिरस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतात्मकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादाः श्रीशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So what is meant by surrender?
Whatever happens is as per the wishes of Krishna. Whether it is good, bad, he is doing good for me, that is what I do.
Bolo, Akash, what is surrender? Bolo, Shivani, what is surrender? Huh?
Our actions for everything is
Bolo? Huh? What is surrender? Huh?
Having complete faith that Krishna is not great like that.
okay, notes.
Okay. Everybody is correct. Surrender, various aspects of surrender is there. But in Ishopanishad lecture, Prabhupada defined surrender that, for example, a spiritual master gives you an order that you should chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then you accept his order and start chanting 16 rounds. Prabhupada says that is called surrender. When the spiritual master says that when the spiritual master says that don't eat any outside food, only honor Mahaprasadam, right? Then you accept his order and then try to follow that order. Then that is called surrender. That is definition of surrender Prabhupada gave. So we are all, and then surrender is a continuous process, and nobody can say that I have completely surrendered to Krishna, right? These two aspects, surrender and humility, these two qualities, even after going to Golok Vrindavan, You can increase them. The more you surrender, the more you become humble, the more love of Krishna you will get. That is why gopis, they have got most love for Krishna. They are the most blissful devotees in the entire universe. Because these two things. Because they are the most humble and they are the most surrender. So we all have a certain, the very fact that you are all coming to the class, that means you are surrendered to Krishna. But that surrender, you should increase. More and more, you should increase. Many times in Dubai, when I was giving lecture, in 2 classes I mentioned this, the 5 super excellent qualities of Krishna, and then everybody liked. किधर से आया Krishna book? So everybody is saying, oh, we should read Krishna book thoroughly, because I was speaking so much from Krishna book. I read it very regularly. So, anybody, how many of you remember? What are the 5 super excellent qualities of Krishna? Pooja? Remember? No. So, Krishna book, Prabhupada, last chapter, Prabhupada explains these 5 super excellent qualities of Krishna. Number 1, before Krishna appeared in Yaduvamsha, Ganga is very famous for delivering people. But Ganga's fame was crushed by the Yaduvamsha, because by taking bath in Ganga, one gets purified. But simply by remembering Yaduvamsha, one gets delivered. Because Yaduvamsha got, very famous. Number 2, Krishna delivers even the demons killed by him. Where other incarnations, when they kill the demons, they don't get liberation. Number 3, even though Lakshmi Devi, she is a very chaste woman, very attached to the lotus feet of Narayana. She gives up lotus feet of Narayana and comes to Belvan, and she does tapasya to get association with Krishna, to dance in Ras Leela. But she didn't get. Right? That is why the Nagapatnis, they are glorifying. बंद कर दो ना दरवाजा, खिड़की बंद कर दो, बंद कर दो दरवाजा. What is it? Kasyanubhava asyana deva vidmahe thavangri renu sparsha adhikarah vanchanti lalana acharati tapo vihaya kaman suchiram drutavrataha. Nagapatnis were very shocked that Kaliya got dust of lotus feet of Krishna, and they are glorifying. My dear Lord, it is very, very difficult to get adhikar for getting the dust, to touch the dust of your lotus feet. But we don't know what this rascal Kaliya has done, that you, without any causeless mercy, showing causeless mercy, you gave your dust of your lotus feet to Kaliya. Even Lakshmi Devi, Lalana means very sukumari, very soft. Her feet are very soft. Her body is very soft. But Vanchanti Lalana Acharati Tapo, she performed austerity, penance, with a desire to get your dust of your lotus feet. Vihaya Kaman Suchiram Dhrutam Ratha, giving up all desires. For a long time, with great determination, Dhruta Vrata, she performed austerity, but she did not get. But so that is the super excellent one, third one. Fourth one is before Krishna appeared, there were 1000 names of Krishna, Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. Prabhupada says, by chanting the names of Rama 3 times, Sri Rama, Sri Rama, Sri Rama, it is equivalent to chanting 1000 names of Vishnu. By chanting Krishna's one name of Krishna, it's equivalent to chanting 3 names of Rama. So once you chant one name of Krishna, it is equivalent to chanting 3000 names of Vishnu. That is why we don't advise people to chant Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. Of course, I learnt Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra. I read commentary, very beautiful. One should learn the meanings of, all 1000 names were explained by Parasara Bhatta, Shankaracharya. Very beautiful commentaries. So they explain each and every name mentioned in Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra gives us the form of the Lord, name of the Lord, and pastimes of the Lord, and then guna of the Lord. Ram Rup Prabhuji, all 4 they explain. Oh, this name, like what is Mukunda? Mukunda means one who gives liberation. So they narrate the pastime of Agasura. So when Agasura was delivered, Sukadeva Goswami described Krishna as Mukunda because the soul, when Krishna entered the body of Agasura tried to choke Krishna, but Krishna expanded, and then his throat was choked, and then he became breathless, and the soul left the body through Brahmarandra, because all the dwaras are closed by Krishna. Then that soul was waiting outside, and then Krishna made all the coward boys alive by glancing, by glancing at the other coward boys, and then all the boys they ran out, and the soul waited, and then all the devatas are watching from there in the sky, the wonderful thing, and then Krishna came out, and then Agasura's soul entered the body of Krishna. Then he got liberated. So they were all shocked that Agasura was such a sinful person, how he got liberation. Then Sukadeva Goswami explains, because he is Mukunda, he gave liberation. So one who gives liberation is Mukunda. Like that, all the names are described, but Krishna is the most important name. Prabhupada says Shrutamata. Shrutamata means all the other process of self-realization were crushed by the name of Krishna. Simply by chanting the name of Krishna, one gets immense benefit. So that is the. And then number 5, our thing. Why I mentioned this. Prabhupada says that there are 20 Dharma Sutras. Yajnavalkya Dharma Sutra, Parasar Samhita, Manu Samhita. Like this, there are 20 sages have given us, Chavanamuni, all great sages, they gave Dharma Sutras. So all these Dharma Sutras were passed over by Krishna. And then by saying this verse, Sarvadharman Parityaja, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, Aham Tvam Sarvapabhyabhyo Mokshasham Vascha. Krishna rejected all other religious principles. Then he gave only one religious principle. That is Sharanagati. Right? Surrender to Krishna. So if you can follow this one principle, that is why Krishna here is saying Sarvadharman Parityaja. Everybody does this first line, everybody follows. Right? Everybody gave up all religious principles. Sarvadharman. Amtva Sarv, right? Mokshasham, they don't surrender. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Second line they don't follow. Krishna said Sarvadharman Parityaja, we given up. But Mamikam Sharanam Raja, they don't implement. Right? So this is the highlight of Bhagavad Gita. Essence of all, Prabhupada says, what is the greatest moral principle in the world? What is the greatest moral principle in the universe? Manmana bhav madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Prabhupada says, it will come, last verse Prabhupada explains. The greatest moral principle is always remember Krishna. Essence of all religious principles. What is the essence of all religious principles? Surrender to Krishna. If there is no surrender to Krishna, then Prabhupada says, then namam drishitino muda prapadyante naradhama mayaya aphrita jnanam asrim bhavam ashitaha. So Prabhupada was arguing with Dr. Patel. Dr. Patel was glorifying some popular Swamijis and all. Prabhupada rejected them. Our test is very simple. Check whether somebody is surrendered to Krishna, somebody has surrendered to Krishna or not. See, if somebody has not surrendered to Krishna, then he is these four people. Dushkritina, Naradama, knowledge stolen by illusion, and then Asura. Four kinds. If you check whether somebody is surrendered to Krishna or not. If he is not surrendered to Krishna, he may be a great scholar, he may be a great pandit, he may be a philosopher, he may be a politician, he may be a very famous man. He is a Naradama. They are rechargeable battery or what? Then throw them. अरे ठीक से लगा है कि नहीं? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Throw them, you know. Yes. So how do we surrender to Krishna? Right? What is the practical process? The Prabhupada says one must surrender to the spiritual master. I will tell you, yesterday Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's appearance day we celebrated. I will tell you one real story of a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. There is a boy, his name was Jagabandhu Das. He was from East Bengal, some Jessore district or somewhere. In his childhood, because of misfortune, once there was some very heavy cyclonic air, something like that. That air entered into his ear, and then he lost his 1 ear, power to hearing. Then he was very poor. Mother, father is not there. Some relatives are there. He was living in the house of some relatives. Then because of this loss of hearing and all, he lost interest in life. Then he consumed opium, large dose of opium, Then 2 times he tried to commit suicide. but he was saved by his relatives. Then he thought, if I try, they are not even allowing me to die. You know, that's why he came to Kolkata. And he thought, I will die in Kolkata. Nobody will save me from there. But when he came to Kolkata, he got a hope that he can earn some money in Kolkata. Then he was working in some grocery shop. Then slowly, initially he was maintaining himself by drinking water and eating chana. Like that, somehow he sustained himself with few paisa he had. Then slowly, then Prabhupada said, बेकारी से बेगारी अच्छा. बेकारी से बेगारी अच्छा है. Means instead of sitting idle, better to work without salary. Without salary. Then Prabhupada said, if you go and ask some merchant that I will work freely, then he will give at least food, na? Right? Khana pina ho jayega. Like that. So Prabhupada, so nobody should sit idle. Then he started working in some grocery shop, and slowly he earned some money. Then he started his own business. Then he became a very rich man. Then he started a company called JBD Inks. Then he became a very rich man. On the bank of Ganges, he built a big house. Then he was basically a worshipper of Shakti. And then at the time, Vaishnavas have got bad name, very bad behavior and all. Then somehow he got in touch with some devotees in Gaudiya Math. So at that time only, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur started a Gaudiya Math, Ulta Dangi, Gaudiya Math. And then he started associating with devotees. So initially he did not reveal that he was a very rich businessman. Then he was testing the devotees, whether they are real or they are after money and all that. After 3 years of associating with devotees, then he revealed. So one of the devotees who was cultivating him was Kunja Bihari Das, very intimate disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Then slowly he was very impressed. He saw the dedication of the devotees in Gaudiya Math, how they are very surrendered to his spiritual master. Then finally he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. When he heard his lectures, when he associated with him, he got very inspired. Then he surrendered to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, heart and soul, whole and soul he surrendered to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So he said, I am a very rich man. Engage me in some service where I can engage my money in the service of Krishna. Then that time Ulta Danga project became very small because so many devotees are joining a small place. Then they suggested build a temple. So next time when you go to Kolkata, you go there, Bagh Bazaar Mandir. Hey. Bagh Bazaar Mandir. So he built a palatial temple, and then he spent all the money. And then he did not tell, till now nobody knows how much money was spent. He made such elaborate designs, elaborate plans. Then when his god brothers would suggest, Jagabandhu Prabhu, why are you spending so much money? Then he would start crying. This is not my money, this is my spiritual master's money. He never claimed, credit that I am spending money. He was saying, this is my Guru Maharaj's money, this is my Guru Maharaj's money. I should engage, I am only caretaker. I should engage that money in his service. Like that. Even though he was very ill, He was standing, looking after the construction. Even the doctors were advising him, take rest, take rest. But he dedicated his body, mind and words to his spiritual master. Then he was standing there and he was looking after the building of the temple. When the temple was finished, one day before inauguration, he fell very ill. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur sent his disciples, to do Harikatha when he was dying. So they were doing Harikirtan and then Harikatha. Then he was hearing. Then he loudly called out, "Where is Kunjada? Where is Guru Maharaj?" Bhaktis, Prabhupada. Like that. And then immediately Kunjada and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta appeared in their house. Then in his last moments, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, he was actually doing Harikatha, pure devotee of the Lord. He was doing Harikatha, and then that Mahatma, that soul, great soul, left the body hearing Harikatha from the lips of a pure devotee. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta glorified, saying that he has gone back to Godhead. Then he brought him, they brought his body in the Natya Mandir. The temple has to be inaugurated. They brought the body, they bathed the body, and then in the temple, and then they circumambulated the temple, and then they done last rites on the bank of Ganges. Then they have actually mixed his Astika and all that, in Radha Kund and everywhere, Ganga and everywhere. Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta told that celebrate his disappearance day, like that. So this is very how to surrender, right? First of all, we should find a bona fide spiritual master, and then there are many histories like that. It's very simple. You do whatever they tell you. Finish. Many times I told this story. Once Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was actually giving a lecture on 3.30. Bolo, which one? 3.30? Mai sarvani karmani sannyasyaadhyatma chetasa nirase nirmama bhutva yujyasva vigata jivana. So he was speaking on this verse. Then so one person after the class, he raised his hand, said, "Guru Maharaj, how do we practically follow this verse?" Right? Then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta asked, "What do you do?" He said, "My name is Nishikant Sanyal. Nishikant Sanyal. I am a professor in a university." Okay, you are working. At the end of the month, you get salary. Bring that salary and give it to me. This is how you follow this verse. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirasir nirmama bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvana. Okay, everybody forgotten. But at the end of the month, that gentleman brought his salary and gave it to Guru Maharaj. Entire salary, 800 rupees. In 1920s, 800 rupees. It's a big money at that time. In 1920s. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was shocked. "This is my salary, you take it." Then he gave 200 rupees to his disciples. Then he told, "Go and ask the Mataji what all she wants for the daily necessities in the house." Then every month this gentleman would bring that salary and give it to Guru Maharaj. And then every month his disciples would go and purchase groceries for the house. Like that his family life went on. When his daughter was to be married, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta performed the marriage. And then Amrita Bajar Patrika, they reported that the founder of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta performed the marriage of his disciples' daughter with pomp and gaiety. Like that. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he said, this is sannyas. This is sannyas. Not that, taking danda and roaming around. Because his name became Narayan Das, Nishikant. Then he gave him a title. Bhaktisiddhanta was so fond of this disciple that he gave him the title Bhakti Sudhakara. Then he gave him another title, Vaishnava Kreshta, because he was so fond of serving Vaishnavas. Like that. Then one day, initially his wife was opposed, what is this, going on? Then his wife and children also became pure devotees of the Lord. And then one day his wife brought all the jewelry and gave it to Guru Maharaj. And Srila Bhakti said, what are you doing? You don't do all this. No, ye aapka hi hai. This is your property. Like that, he was. So he was a very close friend of Srila Prabhupada. When Viceroy or King George came to Kolkata, Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta, he was having a very friendly relationship with British government. Because he was very opposed to Jat Gosanis, who are preaching Bhagavatam and taking money, who are chanting Hare Krishna Mantra and taking money, and then caste Goswamis, So he was very opposed. That is why they tried to kill him. They sent gundas to kill Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Then British government provided police escort. Police escort. Then Prabhupada and Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu, they were very expert in English language. That's why Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur sent both of these disciples to receive them, Viceroy or King George, like that. Anyway, once Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu, he went to meet Janakinath Das Bose. Who is he? Who was he? He is the father of Subhash Chandra Bose. Who is Subhash Chandra Bose? Huh? Yeah. He was a very rich man in Cuttack. Yeah. He is a big lawyer. He is a very rich man. So when Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu requested, they had this system of Madhukari. When I was in BI, I used to do this monthly collection. I used to do. Sridharanuga Seva and Pandav Seva, Sridhar Seva, like that. Pandav Seva means big donations. Sridharanuga Seva means, some devotees, they used to give 100 rupees, 200 rupees per month. Some people used to give 1500, 2000 rupees, like that. Our Sanjay Sabnis, they used to give, like even Manisha Mataji, that time she used to work in SR Gujarat. She was giving big donation at that time, somewhat time, maybe sometime in 1996, 97. She was giving 1500 rupees per month, that time. 1500 rupees per month. Viresh, Sanjay, all of them, they used to give monthly donations. Like that is. So BI, Gaudiya Math used to run like that, monthly donations. Even now they have this Madhukari Bol, they say. Every month people, they give. They have bank account, connected. From bank account, directly it gets cut and then goes to the account of the temple. Anyway, so he went and met Janakinath Das Bose. This Janakinath Das Bose asked, Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu told, please give some monthly donation to the temple. He was very proud, Janakinath Das Bose, very rich man. He said, whatever you are giving, I will give double of that. And then Bhakti Sudhakar Prabhu said, I am giving 600 rupees every month. That fellow fainted, it seems. Then he has to give 1200 rupees. Then the बात का पक्के हैं लोग वो लोग, इसलिए every month he used to give 1200 rupees. Janakinath Das. Like that. So, anyway, they are like that. There are, and then the greatest disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, is Srila Prabhupada. Right? He completely surrendered to his spiritual master. That is why he became so successful in preaching. Next time when you go to Mayapur, visit a place called Champahati. It's a very beautiful place. That is where our Jayadev Goswami used to he lived for some time. He worshipped the deities of the Lord. And then there is a very beautiful deities of Gaur Gadadhar in Champahati. Right? So, there is one Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. He liked that place, but it was a very surrounded by big forest and all that. There was not much public and all. So there was no one to serve. Then one disciple, anybody wants to serve in this, take care of these deities of Gaur Gadadhar, this temple, Radha Madhav temple. Then one devotee, Nayanananda's Babaji Maharaj, he said, my Guru Maharaj, I will take care. So throughout his life, he took care of the deities. Throughout his life, he lived there. He was called Kshetra Sannyas. You know, Kshetra Sannyas. Then he was narrating the story. Once there was a assembly of all the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. You know, sannyasis, brahmacharis, grihasthas, all big gathering was there. Then discussion was going on. Who will do this seva of, who will bring this into truth? That Mahaprabhu's prediction. You know, Prithvite Acharya Nagaradigram Sarvatra Prachara Vaibham Oranam. All over the world, my names will be chanted. Mahaprabhu predicted. Who will do this among your disciples? You know, that discussion was going on. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur was looking at all the disciples. Then he stopped his head, moving his head. Then he was gazing at one disciple. There is somebody who will do it. Then Nayananda's Babaji Maharaj, he was sitting and he thought he was looking at me. But he had a doubt. I think somebody was back behind my back. Then he looked and back, and then there our Prabhupada was sitting. And then both Guru and the disciple, they were smiling at each other. Then Nayananda's Babaji understood, oh, this personality is going to do, right, this preaching work. Like that. He predicted. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he gave just one instruction, right, to Srila Prabhupada, and he followed. Right? You know which verse, while Prabhupada reading one verse from second chapter Bhagavad Gita, his life has changed. Do you know which verse? Follow? Buddhayo avyavasaya. Right? Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana bahusakahi anantasya buddhayo avyavasaya. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur commented that a disciple doesn't even bother about his own liberation. He dedicates his life to entirely to following, carrying out the mission of his spiritual master. It becomes the instruction of the spiritual master becomes his life and soul. Then Prabhupada said, what instruction I got from my spiritual master? What did he tell? What is the first sentence, Madhu, that Sri Bhaktisiddhanta told to Prabhupada? What is the first sentence he spoke to Srila Prabhupada? Prabhupada was shocked. There was no introduction and all took place. Already he was giving him instruction. Why didn't you, you are educated man, why didn't you preach Lord Chaitanya's teachings in English language? Right? So that became his life and soul. Preaching in English language and then writing books in English language. Right? So, simply talking, it's a process. It's a process, right? We are also surrendered devotees, right? But not fully, not fully surrendered. I will tell next week also. We'll discuss about this verse. These 6 aspects I will explain in detail. Then Vibhishan Sharanagati, I will once usko prasad. Part result only you will get. You will not get Krishna Prema. Once Krishna was going after the Kurukshetra war was over, he took a turn and then he went to one Muni's ashram. His name was Udanka Muni. Udanka Muni was very surprised that Lord Vasudeva came to his ashram. Right? And Udanka Muni, he was asking about the welfare and all. Even though he knew that Kurukshetra war, everybody got killed, he was asking, my dear Vasudev, you are very impartial, then you are all pervading, and you are very expert. I hope that by your expertise, you brought the truce between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And I hope everybody is safe. Krishna understood his words. Then he said, I tried my best. I went as a Shanti Duta. I tried my best, but war took place. Then all the Kauravas, everybody got killed. Udanka Muni became very angry. Said, Vasudev, everybody had this idea, like even Gandhari had this idea. If you wanted, you could have stopped this war. That's why Gandhari also cursed Krishna. If you wanted, you could have stopped this war. Like that. So this Udanka Muni also was thinking, if you really wanted, you could have stopped this war, you could have stopped this bloodshed. So many people got killed. I am going to curse you. Then Krishna smiled and said, see, before cursing, you try to see, Krishna is so humble, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? But he was very humble. He was, he said, okay, my dear sage, don't curse me now. Give me a chance to explain. Right? We sometimes we say, मुझे कोई सुनना है नहीं सुनना है. ऐसा पति पत्नी झगड़ते हैं, अरे मेरे बात सुनो ना, मुझे कुछ नहीं सुनना है. ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, वो बोलने ही नहीं देते उन लोगों को. राइट? ऐसा होता है? हाँ? But Krishna said, let me explain. Let me explain my role, my position. Like that. Then Krishna explained that I am Vasudeva, I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am beyond 3 modes of nature. I am not partial to anybody. Everybody is equal to me. From me the world comes. I am the one who is maintaining. I am the one who is destroying. Then he explained all his tattva, Krishna tattva, to him. Then said, even then, I tried my best. I went to Duryodhan. Then I explained the whole thing. I explained the disadvantages of the war. I explained that Pandavas wanted only 5 villages. I demanded only 5 villages. Please give 5 villages. But Duryodhana, he was so adamant. He was so lobby that he wouldn't listen one word. Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, Dhritarashtra, everybody tried to explain to him, Gandhari. No, he did not listen to anybody. As a last resort, we had to go to the war. We had to go to the war. Then he said, my dear sage, your curse doesn't affect me. I am beyond duality and all that. But if you curse, your tapashakti, your brahmacharya power and all will be wasted, lost. So you think now you do whatever you want to do. Yata ichchasi tata. Then Udanka Muni, he got senses. He said, please forgive me, my dear Vasudev, like that. Then Udanka Muni said that I heard that you showed your Vishwarupa to Arjuna. I want to see that Vishwarupa. And then Krishna showed his Vishwarupa to Udanka Muni in that ashram again. Right? And then Udanka Muni was completely amazed. Then he glorified, wonderful prayers he offered to Vasudeva. Then Vasudeva asked Udanka Muni that I came to your ashram. My visit should not be wasted. It is my everybody seeing me is very auspicious for them. So you want any benediction or anything you want, please ask me. Udanka Muni said, my dear Lord, you came and then I am very satisfied, and then I got a chance to see the Vishwarupa. Then Krishna said, no, ask something. Then he said, I am staying here. It is a very nirjala jaga, means there is no proper water is there. Please provide some water. Whenever I want some water, please provide water. Then Krishna gave him a blessing that whenever you want water, remember me, you will get water. Right? Then one day he was feeling thirsty. Then he immediately remembered Krishna. Right? And immediately one Maldasri, means one Neecha Jati Admi, very blackish man, he came. Then from his body, continuous water is flowing. Continuous water is flowing. Then he said, my dear sage, please, you are feeling thirsty, please drink this water. That time caste feeling bahut tha. He said, Are, you are a Antijati, how can you touch water coming from your body? Get lost, I don't want to drink that water. Since that fellow Matanga, he was saying, Are, drink water, you will get benefit. Then he said, no, how can I touch, how can I, it's very contaminated. How can I drink water coming from a Antijati fellow? No, I don't want. Then to his shock, he got disappeared. Then Udanka Rishi, he was thinking, Are, ye to chamatkar ho gaya. Ye to Krishna's plan hai. Because he gave me benediction that when I remember Krishna, water will come. Are, Krishna sent this guy. Then he started crying. Are, I lost. Then Krishna came. Krishna appeared. Are, see, actually that fellow, he is not Antijati fellow, he is Indra. I requested Indra that, I am very pleased with Udanka Muni, go and give him some nectar. But Indra refused, saying that Manavas are not eligible to drink nectar, like that. But Krishna said, I want, you go and give. Then he said, see, like this way I will give. If he drinks nectar, I have no problem. That is why actually, that is not water, that is nectar. That is Indra. Somehow that is why, like that. Then he said, what? Then Krishna said, don't worry, I will give you water. Then he provided water, very beautiful. So that is actually, in that area, it became Udanka Muni, Udanka Meghas. They are called Udanka Meghas. Whenever Udanka Muni, he would remember Krishna, there would form clouds which is full of water, and they would pour water. Like that. So he became very famous. So Dharmaraj, Yudhishthir, so this story was narrated by Bhishma Dev, and then Yudhishthir Maharaj was shocked that how come Udanka Muni got such a mercy from Vasudev. Then he told that, should I continue? Then he told that Gautam Rishi, he had many disciples. So they were serving him and he was giving him education and all. Then they were finishing their education and they were going. This Udanka Muni, he served and served and served. He did not teach him I, E also. Not one word he didn't teach. One day Udanka Muni was carrying a bunch of dry wood on his head, and they fell. When they fell, he saw, that time there were no mirrors, na? One hair, got attached to that wood. Then he saw his hair became grey. And then he started crying and crying and crying. Akrandana, Then Gautam Rishi told his daughter, go and collect his tears. Don't let the tears fall on the ground. Like that. So immediately that daughter, collected the tears. And that the tears are so hot, her hands got burnt. Then Gautam Rishi asked, why are you crying? Everybody got education. I didn't even learn I, E, U. And then my hair became grey. Kya hoga mera? Then Gautam Rishi said, I am very pleased with your seva, Sushtrusha. I am blessing you that all the Vedic knowledge is revealed in your heart. Without reading, by the blessing of his spiritual master, he got all the education. Then, not only that, I am giving you my beautiful daughter to you in marriage. Then I am going to make you young. So he gave his daughter to, his daughter is very, very beautiful. Gautam, Ahalya's daughter, Kitna sundar ho gaya. Right? Ahalya is known for beauty. And then her daughter is also very beautiful. He gave her daughter and then he made him young. Then this Udanka Muni, he said, I am Guru Maharaj, I am very, very grateful to you. I want to give you some Guru Dakshina. Gautam Rishi said, whatever seva you have done, I am very pleased. No, Guru Dakshina. No, I want to give you Guru Dakshina. Then Udanka Muni, Gautam Rishi said, okay, go and ask your Guru Mata. He went and asked Ahalya. Ahalya also said, Are beta, I am very satisfied with you, don't bother. No, ask, I will give you. Then he said, okay. She said, ऐसा परीक्षा होता है ऐसा आसानी से 100 रुपये दे दो या 500 रुपये दे दो दक्षिणा, ऐसा नहीं होता है Ahalya said, there is one king by name Mitrasaha. His wife Madayanti, she got very beautiful kundal, very special magical kundal. You go and bring them. Okay. There he went. When Gautam Rishi heard, he started crying. He said, what happened? Why are you crying? He said, that fellow Mitrasaha is a Naramamsa Bhakshaka. Very dangerous fellow. You sent him. I don't know what will happen to our Jamata. Or now he is our Sanilla, na? Then Ahalya started crying. She fell at his feet. I said, please save my Jamata somehow or other. They said, okay, don't worry. And it's a very long story. Then he went and met Mitra Saha. Mitra Saha said, this is evening time, this is my dinner time. Very good, since morning I didn't get anything. Come on, my breakfast, lunch, dinner, ek hi saath mil gaye. Then Udanka Muni said, I am a Uttama Brahmana, then I am a Karyarthi, Guru Karyarthi. I am on the mission of my spiritual master. So this is not right for you to eat me. I have a desire to fulfill. I will fulfill my desire of my Guru Maharaj's wife, my Guru Mata, then I will come back. Please. Then that Mitra Saha said, okay. Then what you want? He said, your wife has got very beautiful magical kundal. My Guru Mata wants this kundal. वो तो मेरा, how can you ask somebody else's property? That is my wife's property. How can I ask? No, you do something. So, okay, go and ask my wife. Then Udanka Muni, he said, how does she recognize that you sent me? Why she will give some? Then he said, they had some code word. Then the Mitra Saha told that go and tell my wife that we don't have any other solution to our problem. I think this will bring auspiciousness to our lives. Like that. So when he went and told, so Madhyanti gave those kundala immediately. But she said, there are many people, especially some Nagas and all, they were trying to steal this kundal. So be careful. Don't be lazy. Don't keep them on the floor. Don't keep on anywhere. Don't be juta, like that. Then when he was carrying, when he was feeling thirsty, then he put his kundal in the waist belt. Some or other huge wave of air came. One Naga came and stole that kundal. Then he started chasing that Naga. Then that Nagaloka went. Then he took a stick and started digging. Then Indra came. Said, my dear Udanka, how long he will do this? That fellow Naga, I forgot his name. He stole this kundal. How long he will dig? No, I will dig. This is my Guru Maharaj's order. I have to take them. Even if I have to go to Patal Loka, I will go. But I will not give up my Guru's order. Then Indra helped. He put Vajra, Shakti, into that stick. Then immediately he dug and then he went inside. And then when he went inside, he was searching. Then another, there was a huge, the whole Nagaloka was covered with duva, smoke. Then one personality appeared. Then he said, who are you? He said, because you worshipped me very faithfully for many years, and I came to help you. Then he said, who are you? Then he said, I am Agni Dev. Then Agnidev को आग लग गया तो पूरा सब नाग लोग आ गया, सब लोग आ गए, ले लो. Meanwhile, he brought the kundal and then he met Mitra Saha. Then he said, thank you very much. I will actually come and give the kundal to my spiritual master's wife and then I will come back and then you can eat me. Then Mitra Saha said, I am very, very pleased with your truthfulness. You don't have to come back. You serve your spiritual master. But please bless me that I will become free from... Because Mitra Saha is a very great king, but he was cursed by Shakti Muni to become a man-eater. Narmas Bhakshaka. So please bless me to become free from this Rakshasatva, this Asuric quality. Then Udanka Muni touched him, his entire body. Then he became free. So, Bhishmadev explained that this great story of Yudhishthira Maharaj was greatly pleased to hear this story. You are all pleased? Happy? Then he said, this is the power of serving the spiritual master, that Krishna came, Krishna took a detour, and then he gave him darshan of Vishwarupa, which is reserved for Arjuna, Arjuna, he showed to Arjuna, but now again he showed to Udanka Muni. And what kind of person? He was ready to curse Krishna, but Krishna was still, merciful to him. So that is, so we can achieve great things, if we can surrender. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, next Friday, Mass.
क्या